Welcome, my dear students. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating transport systems inside the cell, that is vesicular trafficking. Just like busy cities relies on delivery trucks to move packages to the right destinations, our cells also use tiny membrane-bound carriers called vesicles to transport proteins, lipids and other essential molecules with incredible precision. In this class, we'll explore how vesicles are formed, how they move, how they recognize their target membranes, and how they fuse to deliver their cargo. Whether you are UG or PG life science students or preparing for CSIR-NET life sciences, this topic is essential for understanding cell biology at an advanced yet intuitive level. So sit back and get ready, because the sales delivery network is about to unfold in a clear, logical and exam friendly way. Vesicular transport. What is the definition? Vesicular transport involves the continuous exchange of materials between different membrane bound compartments in the cells, which are maybe morphologically or chemically distinct ones. So these processes include pathways of biosynthesis, secretion and endocytosis. So the formation of vesicles, most transport vesicles form from coated regions of the membrane. They bud off as coated vesicles which have a protein coat on their cytosolic surface. Functions of protein coats: it causes membrane curvature to form the budding vesicle. It helps select the specific molecules to be transported. Types of coated vesicles. Coat to coated vesicles function transport molecules forward from the ear to the Golgi via ERGIC. Components include SAR-1P, which is a small GTPase, Sec23, Sec24 protein complex, and Sec13, Sec31 protein complex. Mechanism: SAR1 protein GDP is activated to SAR1P or SAR1G protein GTP by the Sec12 protein, which is a guanine nucleotide exchange factor. And in case of COP1 coated vesicles, which carry materials within the Golgi and backward from Golgi to endoplasmic reticulum. So it is known as retrograde transmission or retrograde vesicular transport, and COP2 coated vesicles mediated transport are also known as anterograde vesicular transport. So in case of COP1 coated vesicles, the process is regulated by a small GTPase which is known as ARF1, and this ARF1 enzyme is activated. It is catalyzed by a guanine nucleotide exchange factor, and it is deactivated when it is catalyzed by GTPase activating protein. So what is Clathrin-coated vesicles? It mediates transport between the trans-Golgi network, lysosomes and the plasma membrane during endocytosis. And Clathrin plus activate adaptor protein 1 and adaptor protein 3 transport from trans-Golgi to lysosomes, and Clathrin with adaptor protein 2 mediates the movement endocytosis from plasma membrane to early endosomes. These are the image showing that different types of vesicle, their main function, their direction, the main coat proteins, the key GTPase and the associated adapter proteins. So the vesicular targeting and fusion. The process of vesicular fusion has two main steps. First of all, the vesicle must recognize the correct target membrane. Vesicle and target membrane must fuse to deliver contents. So this is the image showing the vesicular fusion and vesicular targeting and vesicular fusion. SNARE hypothesis, which was proposed by the biologist Rothman. Vesicle fusion is mediated by SNARE proteins. V SNARE on vesicle, that is synaptobrevin in neuron, and T SNARE on target membrane. So for example, syntaxin, SNAP25 in neurons. Specific pairing between V SNARE and T SNARE ensures the correct fusion of the vesicles on the membrane. So role of Rab proteins. Rab proteins are small GTP binding proteins that regulate vesicle docking and fusion. They help V snare and T snare recognition. Rab GTP is carried by GDIs in the cytosol, so their activation requires GTP binding and membrane attachment. Different types of Rab proteins are associated with specific cell organelles. Role of NSF. NSF means NEM sensitive factor, and SNAPs, which is soluble NSF attachment proteins. So after fusion, NSF binds to SNARE complexes through the SNAPs. So NSF as an ATPase, it hydrolyzes ATP to disassemble SNARE complexes, and SNAPs and NSF regenerate free SNAREs for the next transport cycle. So, and with that, my dear students, we have reached the end of our journey through the vesicular trafficking. The cell's amazingly organized cargo transport system, from vesicle budding and coat proteins to docking, recognition, and fusion, every step reflects the cell's precision and efficiency. I hope this class helped you to visualize how molecules move inside the cell and how essentially this process is needed for secretion, membrane recycling, signaling, and overall cellular health. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me. Keep revision, stay curious, and continue exploring the beautiful world of cell biology. See you in the next class. Bye.